So after my public and cultural presentation last month, I received this letter of endorsement and the letter of appreciation from one of the very prestigious cultural bodies in Italy. It is the Ministry of Culture of Italy, the Soprintendenza, the people, the department who cure the heritage, the specifically the historical sites of Italy. So for me it's very prestigious, and for me it is very significant certificate and a gesture of appreciation from that such high level institution, because honestly I am a small town guy. So for me this appreciation, this give me credibility and boost and much more motivation to do and to make a part in cultural heritage in Italy. So this was about all idea that I presented in the month of May. That letter was Mio Caro Friuli Venezia Giulia. That was the letter of my dear Friuli. So this project I made with heart, with emotion, and with such a sensitivity that this is a poetic storytelling for a land to a region, and the region speaks itself from the words I wrote, the words I written in all over the letter. So I would like to share my this experience and how this is significant for any immigrant, for any other people who live in Italy or anywhere in the world, to find the meaning, to find, to feel and to observe the nature, the identity and the place of that region. So for the past couple of years I also participated with the same department, the Ministry of Culture in Italy, to contribute my part in the storytelling of this region, to share the stories, to share the history of Friuli Venezia Giulia. That is in the northern part of Italy, very close to Slovenia and Austria. So this is the book, and now this is National Archive and National in Documentation, that in which two projects. Adesso io sono qui in Italian, that means that now I am here, and another project proprio lì davanti a me, that in Italian that means right in front of me. So in these two projects, few years ago I collaborated and made videos, wrote the script. That was my personal script, my personal observation about the territory, about the place. Excuse me. So that was also mentioned my name and my collaboration, my contribution in this book. So this is also such very wonderful and significant moment for me, that this is a physical book and it is now in archive in Italian literature, in Italian books, with the collaboration and the endorsement of Ministero della Cultura, Ministry of Culture. So in for me the significant moment was the May 9th, 2025, couple of months ago. That was the event, the dialogue and the knowledge and meeting with the place. So that was a pure cultural storytelling event in which I participated as a contributor, as a speaker. So the letter they issued me is in Italian, so I would like to translate and to read whatever it's written here, and why is very significant, what kind of linguistic and what kind of words these are used in this letter. So here is the name mentioned. Subject of the letter: land of encounter, dialogue and knowledge. Dear Muhammad Wajid Abbasi, refers to me. With this letter, we extend our sincere thanks for the collaboration and availability you demonstrated in participating in above mentioned initiative. There two wins I told you before. Your contribution as a concrete experience of a participant in the projects proprio lì davanti a me e adesso sono qui. In your role as a speaker proved to be an important, sensitive and moving added value to the presentation of the educational projects described within the referenced publication. These projects, in addition to promoting awareness and appreciation of the cultural heritage of the Friuli Venezia Giulia region, also contribute to civic and human growth, laying the foundations of a community of heritage with the aim of placing cultural heritage at the heart of social and civil reflection, as well as inclusive and participatory experience aligned with the values of the Faro Convention. So they mentioned also Faro Convention. We hope that your contribution will be a harbinger of future collaborations and further in-depth engagements. We renew our gratitude also on behalf of all participants, both in person and online, of the study days. With kind regards, the Superintendent Valentina Minosi. So this is the director of that department nowadays. And two things here, that in the event I present my video, the letter, and did a small public presentation, public speaking. People also were present at the moment in the building. The building also was very significant, and the head office of Ministry of Culture this region, that was the 15th century building, Palazzo Clabasi. So 400 500 years ago, that building was very significant for senior roles managers, and senior decisions were making at the time there. And it was also under the Republic of Venice. The structure was very beautiful, and it was very charming historical structure. I presented there, and people appreciated me when I presented, showed my video, and uh, showed my idea, my wordings, my letter writing style. So people get emotional and they appreciate me, they clap, because I carry stories, because I was not loud, or it was not for me eco center project, not for myself, but it was for purely 100% for the region. I created everything is like that. I am not the protagonist. Protagonist was and will be the region itself, the land itself, and the land itself speaks with you, with people, through my words. I believe this. So, and second thing, they also mention about the values of Faro Convention. The Faro Convention is one of the most prestigious and also very significant body that was headquartered in Portugal, and the mission and the values and the legacy of Faro Convention is to participate, every human, every person who is living there, in participate in heritage, participate in cultural storytelling, in speaking, and to observe the land, share the identity, place-based identity. So this is real values of Faro Convention. As an immigrant, non-born Italian, by blood I am not Italian, by blood I am from Kashmir, from Pakistan region. So this project also at some point fulfills deeply the values of Faro Convention. So that's why for me it's very significant project that I've done couple of months ago. So from this project I feel that people and the emotion, the vibes, the legacy touched the people, and now I would like to make more videos. This was only one letter, that one letter for entire region, and in this letter I mentioned different cities, places. So if this one letter move people, make them emotional, and make them realize that the land itself, it's very beautiful. So now I continue, and every city, every place I mention, I write more letters, and I speak more about the beauty of land itself. Land speaks through my letters, I believe this. And then I will continue my project. Now I am thinking about to make a project proposal, a proposal that is aligned with institutional language, aligns with institutional values for regional bodies. So in next few days I will make a project, how I curate everything, how I create the project budget timeline, and in the future I will propose it will to the regional bodies, to stakeholders, board members of Friuli Venezia Giulia Promotion, Tourism and Identity Directorate team. Then I will I think that they will realize and they will understand, they will sense the legacy and the idea, because my idea is not to just show the land itself just for tourism purpose, just to the sea, to the mountains, or just tourist spots. My idea is to make people feel the land itself, from history, from ancient times, from pre-Roman times, Romans, then Republic of Venice, Longobards. So this region is rich in history, and every stone, every place, every village speaks itself. Also itself, the Friulian language is another different language and different dialects from other specific different places. So I will try to be my best. I will try to explore, observe from every part of this region, and will do continue my this project in future. So at the end, this letter of appreciation for me is such a wonderful, like a piece of motivation, and it gives me the confirmation that the work I've done is really beautiful and it's really valuable. So I have to continue this for the people who also like. One important thing, that in European countries, in European Union, and these boards also design their content for the people who cannot participate personally or physically, those who are unable to see, unable to hear, uh, disabled people. So also this factor I noticed, and I design everything, I think everything, that I write and I make videos like this. Those who people cannot see can listen my voice and the music and the poetry and the depth of the place, and they can relate with me. And those people who can listen, they can see the video, the visuals, the story plot, so they can understand from the subtitles and from the video. So this my project will be appropriate for everyone, for young generation to old people, and from non-hearing to invalid, those who people cannot see, for everyone. And I would like to mix, like this is standard old storytelling pattern. Letters, I remember when I was young, 22 years before, my uncles, my relatives wrote us letters on different occasions. So letter writing is like many years, 100 centuries ago, people write letters to send to their relatives, loved ones, friends. So I write letter to a land. This is like a love letter. So this letter is a physical, and it's connect from a QR code. With this QR code, someone scan this and redirect on a video, on a beautiful video. Everything is written, becomes voiceover, and this piece of paper becomes living, movable, intangible memory. So this is called also intangible heritage. So that's my idea, and I would like to continue alone or with the help of institution, with the help of economic help or background or some sort of permissions to me, to different sites, to different historical heritage sites where I see, where I observe, and where I write more. So from old storytelling pattern to QR digital storytelling. So this will enhance also the region's beauty and identity, I believe. And this I continue and carry on my project and further and receive more appreciation, or also for myself, to explore myself, to explore my writing skills, to explore my observing storytelling skills. Then this project go on, and these letters that I write now in this year 2025, I believe that this will remain 100 years later, more than 100 years, the life of this letter, because I choose paper and I choose ink print that will not remove in a few years or easily, because it's dark paper and more heavy paper, so it will remain after I will leave from here. So I believe. So this creates as a legacy, not for just a season, not for just a tourist spot. This for legacy, that After me, these letters will maybe somewhere in Friuli revolve or around in 2125. So, to make you understand the idea and the concept of my love letter, what I wrote to the land, to this land, Friuli Venezia Giulia. So, everything I wrote in Italian language, so I would like to translate few parts in English for you that make you relate and how it feels and how it look like. So, my dear Friuli Venezia Giulia, I remember for the first time when I arrived in your land, it was 2019, and I never knew that you became part of me. I arrived with dreams in my heart and curiosity in my eyes, without knowing that you welcomed me like an old friend. I walked your cities and your villages, respirando la tua storia e il tuo silenzio. Rest, breathe your stories and your silence. In your stones, in your corners, I feel the weight of the time, the history. Then the name of the city, Udine, quiet and noble. There is a breath of story and harmony where past dances with the present. And like other part, and Friuli, your magic is not in your monuments and in your cities. Your magic is in the whispers of your Tagliamento river, where I found refuge in the hot sunny days, and the caress of the winds blowing in the Collio, and the snowfall that falls lightly in the hills in the mountains of Valbruna town, that fall the snowfall very softly and calmly, and it covers the mountains with white snow. And other like Friuli, you are the land of migration and different voices, different languages, different cultures intertwined with each other like thread, from Romans to Longobards, Venetians, and Habsburg Empire. They all were there. They all passed this land and stayed this land for some time. They left their mark, they left their traces in your sound, in your places, in your cities. That is, we can still listen and feel in your language. That is your spirit. So that was the idea, and that was the poetic style of my letter writing that I wrote to this land. And after this letter, this presentation, and couple of other events and presentation, the Ministry of Culture of Italy and Heritage Department, such a prestigious and noble department, noble institution in Italy, they sent me the letter of ringraziamento, the letter of deep thankfulness and appreciation. And also in someone in 2125, after 100 years, will read this letter, will see or scan the QR code, they feel the same sensation, the same emotional level that we are feeling today. So this project, this legacy, these letters will live beyond 100 years as my legacy of 100 years. Thank you.